Well. He did it, boys. He actually did it. This dude, Sean Strickland, destroys Khamzat Chimaev by dominant 48-47 split decision, and he has now saved us and saved this middleweight division. To summarize, bang! Sorry for the shirtless jump scare, y'all. I'm just so excited right now. And can you blame me? I mean, can you blame me? America's back. We are back. And I couldn't be more happy making this video for y'all today. I mean, who could have predicted this historic upset? Only a true genius, an oracle-like figure, a bona fide guru for the sport of mixed martial arts, an MMA guru, if you will, could have foreseen such an outcome. And thank God, bro. Thank God, because we needed this, boys. We really, truly needed this. After what happened to Yuri, y'all would have had to put me on suicide watch had Strickland got finished in round 1. And man, speaking of seppuku, I hope someone's checked in on the homie, Aniki MMA. Bro, that was a rough one for Tatsuro on Saturday, and he showed some savage instincts in that fight against Josh Van. Least y'all forget, Tatsuro's one of the boys. Not only did he go out like an absolute warrior in his title fight, he picked Sean Strickland to win this fight as well. So when I say we got it done in the main event, Tatsuro, he is a part of we.
Savage. I'm the best in the world. Gonna be the best in the world.
Good thing is, I hope he will win.
Sean Strickland.
One Tatsuro Taira said Sean Strickland will win because he's funny.
I mean, I try to be. I actually like that little Japanese man.
Fucking Japan, America, friends for life, baby. And not only did Strickland beat the terrorist, his words, not mine.
I am terrorist for him.
NANI? He got it done injured, y'all. And he did it for us fucking guys. No, seriously, Sean, apparently he tore something in his shoulder like a week out from the fight. Which, side note, why are you sparring during fight week, champ? But hey, man, he's the champ. I'm just some dumbass on YouTube. So that's why he wasn't throwing that right hand very much and not throwing it with a lot of conviction against Khamzat. Thankfully, this isn't just any fighter. Most people would be cooked if they didn't have their right hand. But this ain't a normal fighter we're talking about. This is the Sean Strickland. Sean, jab, teep, repeat. Hey, jokes aside, brother, sometimes a good jab and a sprawl, that's all you need. It's like the great military strategist himself, Sun Tzu, once said, get fucking jabbed, bruh. And thank the Lord Sean did get his hand raised on Saturday, because history was not going to remember that shoulder injury. And history doesn't remember the sus weigh-ins. Sean would have become Dominic Reyes Part 2 Electric Scorecard Boogaloo. And speaking of those scorecards, dude, it's insane some people are trying to say Khamzat not only won the fight, but got robbed like he clearly won the fight. Bro, could you be more salty? Like, try to be more salty. Challenge level impossible. I mean, Sean clearly outstruck Khamzat in rounds 2, 3, and 5, and even got 3 minutes of that control time, that sweet, sweet control time these fools seem to love so much. I can't believe I have to say this, but just because you're walking forward in a fight doesn't mean you're winning. If you have to eat 5 jabs on the forehead to land an overhand to the guard, you didn't just win that exchange. But this fight was closer to 49-46 for Strickland than it was 48-47 for Chimaev. But is anyone really surprised these bozos can't just take the L and admit Sean won the fight and that Khamzat's still a great fighter? Look, I don't want to paint with too broad of a brush. I know most Boris fans understand that he lost a competitive fight and aren't just cope-maxing about it. It's a very loud, very vocal, very dumb minority in these comment sections screaming robbery. But I can't help but think, what would my comment section have looked like on my Strickland Chimaev prediction had Sean lost this fight, even if it was by a robbery? So best believe we were sweating on the live stream when Bruce was reading out the decision.
Flashback.
3-2 Sean, I think he got it done. And I can tell you this, if Sean doesn't get these scorecards, there will be a riot in Jerusalem. I can tell you that. I really don't want to make a Sean Strickland got robbed video, guys. It's going to be Jones Reyes. Don't even say that, bro. Don't even say that. You just know when they start showing the advancing forward time percentage stat. They're prepping you for some bullshit on the scorecards, y'all. But thankfully, 2 of these 3 judges had their shit together last night, and the right man was awarded his well-earned, well-deserved title victory. And I, Recon MMA, recouped some of my gambling losses. So for that, Sean, I thank you. You know, it wasn't quite the TKO we predicted on the prediction video, but hey man, we'll take it by split decision, by 50-44, by knockout. I will take a Sean Strickland victory. And I'll take my 11 for 2 because that's how we went on picks, 11 for 2. And that makes back-to-back cards with that pick rate. We went 11 for 2 on the Perth card, even getting that protest pick perfect on Tapology. So if you didn't tune in for the full card breakdown, consider tuning in for that next time because we ate good on UFC 328. We were hitting some bets. We even got Jim Miller by submission. I mean, who else got Jim Miller by submission? We picked Jim Miller by submission. And we picked Sean Strickland to win. And we almost did get that TKO. I mean, at the end of round 2, did anyone think this fight was going to go 5 rounds? I mean, this dude Khamzat was looking like a prime Ryan Hall at the end of round number 2. But credit to Boris, he did show something we've seen from him before, that he is a dog. He pushed through with his lungs on E, and he went toe-to-toe with Strickland the best he could for the duration of the fight. So not all is lost for the Chimaev fan base. You know, I reckon Khamzat probably still whoops most of this weight class. You know, that is if he can make the weight. And if he learns to move his head, he really could become an unstoppable force, whether it be at 185 or 205. But hey man, this video ain't about Khamzat or his fans or the absolute salt mine that is his fan base right now. This video is about the main man, the Mac Daddy, the American. Sean, what the fuck is a kilometer Strickland? And the absolute cinema that was this performance. And I really mean cinema, y'all. This shit felt like a movie. Not just the fight, but the fight week buildup. It felt like a Rocky movie or something. And a day or two later, it almost doesn't feel real. Sean Strickland is champion. Khamzat is 15-1, and I got a fucking prediction video right. Let's go, boys. And I couldn't help but think watching this fight, damn, this dude Drickus would have knocked Khamzat out for sure if he could have got up off the ground prior to round 5. Drickus, what are you doing, bro? And speaking of Drickus, he could have booked himself a title fight, a trilogy match against Sean Strickland if he had just done something in the last 8 months, but he's been inactivity maxing. So despite having 2 victories over Sean Strickland and being in the crowd for UFC 328, he's not facing off with Strickland in the cage. He's not getting that title shot against Strickland. So on that note, let's take a look at this middleweight title picture. We now have a classic MMA math does not work example with Strickland beating Khamzat, who beat Drickus, who beat Strickland twice. So the obvious fight to make would be that DDP trilogy, right? Except like I said before, DDP hasn't done shit since that title loss, and he didn't just lose to Chimaev. He lost that fight 50-44. You don't have to remind me. So in reality, are you going to give him a title shot when Nasruddin Imavov is on a 5-fight eye poke streak? I mean, 5-fight win streak? Low key, Nasruddin arguably should have been the one fighting Khamzat at 328. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. This guy, Sean Strickland, he already beat Nasruddin Imavov easily and on a week's notice, no less. So I'm not sure how much interest there really is in a Sean Strickland-Nasruddin Imavov rematch right now. And while this was a close fight with Khamzat, I can admit that because I'm not delusional. And let's be real, Khamzat is clearly a star for the UFC. This was his first title defense, y'all. And it's not like this dude cleared out the division on his way to that belt. And that's besides the fact that this fool clearly did not make weight. I mean, can we admit that now that the fight's over, Khamzat fans? This guy did not make weight, and he got away with it. Meanwhile, Charles Oliveira, my boy Du Bronx, gets his belt taken off of him for a questionable half-pound on a sketchy weigh-in. But Khamzat didn't have to pay 20-30% of his purse to Sean Strickland, and he didn't get stripped of his title. So let's stop saying Dana White privilege when talking about Sean Strickland, okay? And speaking of Dana, this guy said Khamzat's moving up to light heavyweight, but then again, Chimaev tweets this shit, and we all know Dana White is a liar. So who knows what's next for Khamzat and what weight class he'll even be making his return at. But either way, he's definitely not deserving of a title fight right now, whether it be a rematch or a shot at 205. He needs to do some work. So what do you do here with this middleweight title? Well, don't worry, y'all. I, Recon MMA, have the solution to these problems. We do DDP versus Imavov. Winner gets a title shot, and make sure this is a 5-round fight. Look, Sean is going to need some time off. He's just done back-to-back camps. He only fought Anthony Hernandez like 2-3 months ago. So he's going to need some time off, especially with the shoulder injury and that new broken nose that he needs to recover from. So winner fights Strickland, who should be in attendance sitting cage side live for that fight. This way, you have a clear-cut #1 contender, whether it be a trilogy with DDP or Nasruddin, who will have a great storyline on that 6-fight win streak and he will then be able to say, he beat the guy who beat the guy. He beat DDP, who beat the champion, Sean Strickland. And if either one of them say no, fire them out of a cannon into the sun. And then, I don't know, give Joe Pyfer the title shot, I guess, or Caio Borralho maybe. But nah, bro, just make this fight. Make DDP Imavov. Dana, put down the blackjack for 5 minutes and do your job. Duplessis, Imavov, book it, you bald c***. And while you're at it, let's get Chimaev versus Costa up at 205. Or if he wants to stay at middleweight, Chimaev versus the scale, whichever one's appropriate for him. Shout out to Jim Miller. I'm out of here.